Pace car is in. They come to green at Daytona, and we're racing in the blue-green duel.
First laps and race conditions right here, Kevin.
Yeah, and I think this is always, from a driver's standpoint, I always like to be a little bit cautious on that first start to make sure that I knew exactly what I had going into turns 1 and 2 to make sure it didn't hit the ground. There was always guys on different agenda. You see the inside row with those 3 cars already pretty comfortable, 4 cars now pretty comfortable deciding to push, but you have to be able to learn about your car right from the beginning, and in order to do that, you have to be aggressive.
Big jump to the outside. The red and black car of Todd Gilliland, third, was inside, but the car up top, Christopher Buescher, did not get a good start and left a big gap there, so Gilliland was able to capitalize, move up to 6th. New leader Corey LaJoie on the outside, taking it from Ricky Stenhouse.
Now, I tell you how he did it. Jimmie Johnson, he's back. Old 7-time push LaJoie right to the front.
Jamie?
And Jimmie Johnson spent some time with him today, and he's back united with Earl Barbin, his longtime spotter of 15 years. They're back together. He was happy about that, but at the same time, the nerves, you could just see it in Jimmie's face. He's never been in this situation before, as you guys talked about, so he was curious how it was going to race. It's the first time ever racing a Toyota. The only feedback he's given so far is he's loose.
Absolutely nothing better in a race car than success and that confidence that comes with it, right? When that baby marched right to the front, confidence goes with it. I bet you he feels much better.
Look who's leading. 2 drivers that have never had any luck in this race. The 19, Martin Truex, is 0 for 19 in these Thursday races. And Kyle Larson in the 5, 0 for 10. But there they are, leading the field.
We're going to make you eat those words, Mike. All right, we heard Larry talk. It's time, Kevin. We've got to start finding. If we're going to pit with our manufacturers, with our teammates and everything else, try to form and execute a good pit stop under green flag conditions, they're going to have to start finding one another.
Well, a lot of them are. They're going to have to start finding one another, and they're going to have to work their way to the bottom in order to figure out how to get to pit road. You have to be in that bottom lane. So that's really when we're going to have to see who plans on pitting, because there's 2 different strategies.
Here comes some jockeying for position. People are starting to move to the bottom. You see Toyota's Ty Gibbs in front of Truex moving down, trying to get in position to make this pit stop, and he come off of 4.
Radio
Whoa,
chatter
there it
says
is.
Now, whoa. Hard on the brakes, and there was a scrape up there between Gilliland and Dillon up on track as 4 cars get to pit road.
Reddick, wow, what a save. What a last minute ditch effort down to the pit road. That was close.
Fuel only. And they will hope to all come out together and be able to establish a tight draft right away.
That last minute call, it may have caught the competition off guard, but it wasn't efficient. These guys are going to come off pit road. They're going to have to find one another, collect, and there's only 4 of them.
Look here at what happened when that first group came to pit road off turn number 4. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and it was just Truex trying to let him in, and Tyler started to come down.
But watch Gilliland and Dillon on the outside. Dillon moves up, squeezes him into the wall. Gilliland in it pretty good.
From Martin Truex, who got into the back of Tyler Reddick there.
That wasn't a caution, it's beyond me. It was a caution, it just didn't happen. Comes the rest of them.
Josh.
Yeah, and for the one of Ross Chastain, they told him if the 5 pits, you pit 4 seconds of fuel, and they'll be good to go. Jamie?
Same for Martin Truex Jr. Let's just get enough fuel to get us to the end of the race. No tires here for Truex. Regan.
5 of Kyle Larson been up front for a little while now. On the radio, he is very happy with the race car. Hasn't said anything other than the handling is very good.
And disaster for Martin Truex. He was stopped in his pit for a long time. The car launched, stalled. They had to push it, and he has lost the draft.
And arguably, Martin Truex Jr. had the fastest car in Clint. That's what happens as we see the Fords coming to pit road now.
It's kind of like, all right, boys, all had your fun. Here we come, all together. And by the way, was that Ross Chastain who was nabbed for speeding?
Sure was.
Yes, it was.
Chastain speeding.
Too fast exiting. The first caution flag of the night waves in Daytona up in turns 3 and 4. And Jimmie Johnson is caught up right in the middle of it. He had dropped to the back of the lead draft to protect his qualifying position. He had 8 seconds on Anthony Alfredo back in the field, who had lost the draft. But where Johnson was where Daniel Hemric got up and into the wall. Here's the melee.
It's all why these groups were starting to connect again and catch one another.
Well, you see the 9 car come up. You see the flames come out of the 54 car right here. You saw the flames come out, and it checks the whole lineup.
4 wide.
Yes.
They start checking up. Accordion Stenhouse gets in the back of Hemric, and then the worst one was Jimmie Johnson. Now, I will say, not much damage on that car.
He doesn't have a lot of damage, Clint, but if we can get a shot of the right front of Jimmie Johnson's car, it's going to come down to how low that splitter is. But you see all these cars check up, and Jimmie Johnson's at the back of the field, and they just check up harder than he expects and just gets into the side of the 3 as they're trying to avoid the 31. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad on the right front there, Clint.
A little bump from Stenhouse was all it took to get Daniel Hemric turned to the right into the wall.
Yeah, and that's no fault of Stenhouse there. He's just at the back of the accordion.
Let's ride with Jimmie Johnson. It'll be 6 to go when they come back to the line, and the race is 44 J.J. Yeley, the Aqua car against Jimmie Johnson's blue number 84. One of them will make the 500.
We've seen how good this 5 car can push. Now it's time to see how good another Hendrick car, Chase Elliott, on his bumper on this outside. All it takes is one little mishap. It really shakes a race up. Look what we've seen now.
Yeah, and you see the flames coming out of that 54 car of Ty Gibbs on the bottom of the racetrack to stay off the back of the 99 car of Daniel Suarez.
See right there on that outside 3rd lane, Carson Hocevar. Haven't heard much of him.
Whole lot of pushing going on. 5 laps to go. All bets are off. Look for the finish line. 4 laps left. Johnson has caught Yeley.
No help on that bottom.
But has not passed him. One of them will make the 500. And Yeley knows it. He's been a little aggressive there, trying to keep Johnson behind. Whoa, maybe a little too aggressive. Yeley coming back on the outside. Johnson on the inside. That's the race that counts right there.
Neither car with any help behind him. That, more importantly, they need somebody behind him. We know on super speedways
there's nobody left.
No. They're frantically trying to get another car past, somebody behind them, because that's all your insurance.
Well, and as we come to 2 to go here, you see how tightly packed this whole field is, and you know that this thing is gonna, like, it's gonna break up, and they're gonna go 3 wide, 2 wide, and things are gonna change. Let's hear some 84 audio.
Need help from the 43. I need that slot up there. Outside. They're telling him, man. I know they're screaming at him outside.
43 is Eric Jones. He is Jimmie Johnson's teammate. But is he in a position to be of any help to the 84? No. And here they come to the white flag. It'll be 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Yeah, we saw the middle of the pack there, Joey Logano, get really tight. These cars are all stuffed up against each other, and they know they have to push and shove, but the handling on the 22 is definitely tight.
And that tight, you said Joey Logano got tied off of 4, really slowed that lineup on the bottom. Hendrick car is strong on its outside.
Johnson is going to have to make his own lane to hold off Yeley as they battle for the lead up front. Larson edges out ahead.
Elliott made the move to the bottom, went for the win. Here comes Reddick to the inside.
Power move by Tyler Reddick's Toyota. And way up high goes the 5.
Too big a hit by Bowman. Got Larson loose.
Way outside is Yeley trying to hold off Johnson. Here they come to the line. Johnson ahead of Yeley, and for the win, Tyler Reddick for Toyota.
And Jimmie Johnson's ahead of Yeley.
Look at him.
He did it.
That all happened off of turn 4 to the start-finish line.
You can breathe, boy. Boy, that was close. What a race. What a finish.